Today, I want to cover a genuinely depressing video, and it's much worse than you think it is. So, let's get into the PoliticsJoe interviews with far right protesters outside asylum hotels. Let's get straight into the video because this is just sad to watch, genuinely.
They wasn't born in our country. So first of all, we were all born here. We're like British citizens.
The UK is a volcano ready to go bang. You saw Southport. I think it'll be tenfold worse than that.
I just get the sense that there are a lot of people are very concerned about illegal immigration.
That man there is shouting fucking bomb them at the hotel.
Racist stop! All fascists!
Refugees not welcome here!
Their culture says it's perfectly all right to assault young girls.
They're sexual predators. Not paedophiles, they're sexual predators. And that's a different terminology entirely. Tommy Robinson, I like his policies.
I know I'm not a racist. I've got multiple friends from different countries.
A year after the Southport riots, Number 10 fears another summer of discontent. Last month, disorder broke out during anti-immigration protests at the Bell Hotel in Epping, which was being used to house asylum seekers. Since then, there's been a series of similar protests outside asylum hotels across the country, including here in Canary Wharf, where the asylum seekers from the Bell Hotel were relocated. Some say protesters are concerned locals, others say they're far-right agitators.
I've known about all this migrant scandal hotel stuff for a while now, but since it's on my doorstep, I think it's right to come out, especially living here. It is taking the piss. It's taking the piss out of the British public, the taxpayers, and the future generation of our country.
We obviously have to pay for our stuff already. We have to work our asses off to get our stuff. And we'd get nothing for free. So why do they get everything for free and we don't?
The asylum seekers who come to this country on small boats, where should they be housed?
Not here. Not in this country.
Really?
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. Not in this country.
Do you think they should be returned to where they came from?
Yep. Wizz Airline straight home.
Even if it's an unsafe country like Afghanistan or something?
This is the problem when people say they're coming from Afghanistan and they're fleeing. What side of the conflict are they on? Because I don't know.
My name is Constantine. I have.
Okay, you don't know, so why are you speculating then? See, this is the problem. Like, they get everything for free, which is just simply not true. They live on £7 a day, which I would like to see you just sit in a hotel all day, not being able to work, not being able to do anything. Pretty depressing. The conditions aren't great in a lot of these hotels. They lie and say, oh, everyone's in 5-star hotels. No, you're in often just travel lodges and just not very nice places. Let's see what Kissen has to say, because he is a slimy motherfucker.
A YouTube channel called Trigonometry. Then I talked to some people here, and you can see it's a mixed bag. I think there's some Millwall lads here with masks on. I don't think that's a particularly helpful look, frankly. But from talking to people, I just get the sense that there are a lot of people are very concerned about illegal immigration.
But they're not here illegally. These are asylum seekers that are waiting to be processed. And these contracts go to 2029. So it's not like Labour, in defence of Labour, can just end these contracts. I wish they could. But they will have to. And again, this is a Tory problem. The Tories manufactured this issue to create division and create the boogeyman of the scary immigrant. And Kissen makes a lot of money off it. It's really that simple.
And I understand where they're coming from. I came to this.
No, that's a lie. They have a right to be here under the Refugee Convention of 1951. They're not illegal immigrants. See, this is where you know Kissen is a disingenuous grifter. He doesn't care about the truth. He's not interested in having a discussion about this stuff.
Country as an immigrant myself in 1995, 96, depending how you count. At that time, 55,000 people a year were coming to Britain then, right, legally. Now it's almost that number illegally. So you can see that something very dramatic has happened to.
Again, not true. Misinformation, disinformation, fake news, not factually true. They have a right to be here. You may not like that fact. You may not like human rights and the policy that was constructed after World War II, after the genocide, Holocaust. You may not like that fact, but there are real reasons why we treat, like, not just white people as humans, brown people too. because if we don't, it usually ends in pretty bad results. Human rights are good, and I can't believe I'm actually saying that. I have to say that that is like a position that you should defend, because this is what it's about, essentially.
This country in this very short period of time.
Do you think Starmer's one in, one out policy with France will help shift the mood of the public?
I don't think.
I mean, that man there is shouting "fucking bomb them" at the hotel. What do you think?
That man there looks mentally ill.
Yeah, but he's your audience, Kissing. Look at the comments on your videos. He's your audience. Like, he smiles. He's like, no, these are the people you create with your reactionary grifter, just far right agitation. He doesn't care about the truth. It's like, just get people upset. Let's cover this. Let's just like spread lies about so-called illegal immigrants, which they're not.
We're calm, we're peaceful, and we just want what's best for the English British public and
English British public.
domestically in house, and this is what we want. We want the equilibrium. We want it equalised. That's what we want.
I heard some chants over there calling the people inside the asylum hotel people.
But that wouldn't happen, though. Okay, let's get rid of all the brown people. Let's do remigration. You think there won't be any ethnic schisms? There won't be any divisions in the UK? Yes, there will be. You'll find different ways to create divisions. If it's not Muslims, it'll be the wokies. It'll be trans people. Like, fascists need a constant enemy, and they will find it anywhere. So the idea that, there's a, we just want to restore balance. Like, you don't want that. You don't believe that. Why say it?
Pedophiles. Do you believe that?
The majority, because when they came.
Majority. But again, no evidence of this. I mean, we saw that a good majority of the rioters and protesters last summer were abusers of women. That's empirically factual. Up to 68% in some areas. But, no evidence for this. Just pure feelings. They just don't like brown people. It really is that simple. And I'm really split on this because I think I have sympathy and empathy for all people. I'm a leftist. I believe that we should listen to people, listen to their concerns, have empathy. But also, I despise these people because they are sowing hatred. They sow lies and misinformation about these people. And they are fascists. They hold fascist beliefs. They may not believe, may not think that or ideologically identify as fascists. But when you treat asylum seekers or see them as like non-human, like just they shouldn't be here, just go, they're not human, that is a deeply fascistic belief. And it's the media environment, it's figures like Kissing, GB News, Joe Rogan that spread these lies. Like, listen to the talking points. Every one of these talking points has come from a far right podcast or YouTube channel. It's the media environment. And I have sympathy for these people because they're being lied to. They're being misled, misinformation. And really, it goes deeper than just individuals like Kissing. It's Facebook, it's YouTube, it's Google who allow these. And again, I believe in freedom of speech. But when you're peddling fascism and hatred, like, surely that's against TOS? Like, they do it in indirect ways. And they kind of dog whistle. And I mean, Kissing never answers a direct question. He's too cowardly to actually outline what his beliefs are. Because if he did, it's so obvious. But these people are just, I think, victims, but also, like, they're also not good people. And they're not mutually exclusive. You can be a victim of lies and also just, like, if they were talking about black people this way or homosexuals, would stigmatize that. Rightly so, would go, these are just bad people. Like, these are horrible people. And I think we should apply the same logic they have horrible beliefs. They need to be like stigmatized and ostracized from communities because this is not acceptable. And it is a small minority. This is why I don't cover this stuff that much, because this isn't the majority of the British public. Most people are accepting of these. It's a very vocal minority.
Here, paedophiles, I would say they're sexual predators. Not paedophiles, they're sexual predators. And that's a different terminology entirely.
I'm an incredibly
Yes, it is. But what are you saying? They kind of not saying anything, really. Yes, they're different terminologies. Okay.
concerned resident. I'm very local, just near here, and the dangers here to our children and to women are unbelievable.
Okay, evidence, citation. Is that from the abusers, the protesters, or the asylum seekers? Because we've got evidence again. Again, this woman has been watching YouTube or Facebook or whatever she's GB News, I suspect, with her talking points.
We already know from all kinds of things that have happened all over the country, in the latest one in Epping, that it is you put 1,100 men in there, and of course they're going to have certain needs, which their culture says are perfectly all right to assault young girls.
Like, I'm sorry, why isn't this woman pushing back on any of this? Like, you could argue that's not what this is designed for, just to let them talk and let the viewer judge. But like, I'd be like, sorry, where's your evidence for this? And of course, they have no evidence for this. It's all emotions. It's all feelings. It's all like a fear reaction. But evidence, please.
These cannot be nice people, because if they come from war-torn countries, why do they leave their wives and children behind for a better?
Oh my god! Because it's unsafe. You want to take a child over the, English Channel? Would you do that? Is she that responsible? These things are complicated. Often it costs a lot of money, first of all, so you can't take your whole family. And you're assuming they've all got families, the young men. A lot of them don't. And then they come here to send money back. You do the same thing. Just treat them like humans. Like, what would you do in that situation? If you're in Afghanistan, the Taliban is coming for your family, what would you do? It is basic empathy, and also like understanding of the situation and how the UK played a part in it too. A lot of these people are coming from Afghanistan, Iraq. People come from Eritrea, but genuinely horrible war-torn military dictatorships. I think we have to take our fair share in. Maybe that's just my wokeness, but can we not have a sensible, evidence-based conversation? I think that's a reasonable thing. But they don't want it because, again, it's all the media environment.
Life here, that immediately tells you that these are not nice people. If they're
No, it doesn't.
vetted, then of course not. It's not. It's a completely different ball game. But these are unvetted. They're criminals by default. By the very fact that the first thing they do is enter a country illegally, they are criminals.
No, they're not. Just disinformation. She's been fed, I don't know, again, GB News, whatever she's been watching. I suspect GB News or similar outlets. No, they're not. That's why they're in hotels and not in prisons. Not that we've got room in our prisons, but there's a reason why they're in hotels. They're waiting to be processed. And this is the Tory government that created this problem.
So whatever you say about them, they are criminals. Also, I am very, very upset with King Charles, who is not like his mother. He's the absolute opposite.
Yeah, these talking points are just purely from GB News, just right-wing outlets, and it's just like critical thinking is really important. Like, question your own assumptions. Like, but when you're fed this propaganda daily, just pumped into your head, you're gonna believe it.
He's an Islamophile, and he has contempt for the British people.
So, just because he's not racist towards them, and like he just sees them as humans, he's an Islamophile. Like, what? it's just incoherent. Like on a kind of factual level, you can't really take these people seriously because they're not in reality.
And he protects Islam. Never once said Happy Easter or whatever. But yeah.
Oh my god, it's sad. It's both like this is bad. I don't think people realize how bad it is, the situation we're in. Like that a lot of people believes this. Like, and it just shows you've got to talk to your neighbors. You have to talk to people and just have discussions with people because people are lonely. People are lonely. They'll watch this stuff. It comes up in the algorithm and they'll go, oh, what's this? Prince Charles, what's he saying? GB News video. Oh, he's an Islamophile. He loves Islam. He doesn't say Happy Easter. Like, okay.
Anything in Muslim culture, he's immediately there.
I mean, he did give the Christmas message.
Yeah, not for an Easter one though, did he?
Why is it acceptable for them to be?
But the majority of the UK are atheist. He shouldn't be given any Christmas message or Easter message, in my opinion.
Put in hotels and not in detention centres or warehouses with tents until they're actually processed properly.
I mean, where would you think that people who are
Again, this guy clearly watches trigonometry, maybe Lotus Eaters, Sargon, these right-wing people, Joe Rogan, maybe Tucker Carlson, maybe likes a bit of the Candace Owens. Like, these aren't his talking points. He's just parroting what he's heard.
single males who cross the channel, where should they be put?
If they haven't gone through the correct process and they're coming in.
That's what they're doing in the hotels. They're coming through the correct process. You arrive through a regular means, which is perfectly legal. That's why they do it. And they're waiting to be processed. 80% of these people are processed. It's that simple. That's just the facts. It's not sexy. It's not scary. It's not emotional. It's not, oh. That's how it is.
Illegally. We can set up warehouses very quickly or some sort of centres. Keep them in there until they're processed. They shouldn't be.
Yeah, but almost like they're animals. Like, okay, these aren't people. Just put them in a warehouse in a tent. That'd be fine. What's wrong with putting them in hotels? Like, there's a lot of hotels in the UK. Plenty of hotels. I don't think it's a perfect solution. I think the Tories should have put a lot more money in processing, like infrastructure into processing. But that was a manufactured problem to stir up people like this man.
In these rooms that can go up to £500 a night. It's insane.
Are the sort of centres you're talking about like the ones we see in America, like the
Or even France, where they've come from? You see it in Calais. They're in warehouses and they've got tents in the warehouses. Do the same there.
The people over there are anti-racist campaigners, so by implication, they're thinking that you're racist.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think of that label?
Doesn't bother me anymore. I know I'm not a racist. I've got multiple friends from different countries all around the world, different skin colours. This side of our
When someone has to say that, they're probably all racist. I'm sorry, like, if someone said to accuse me of racism, like, okay, I fight racism on a regular basis on my YouTube channel. I wouldn't have to say, oh, my best friend's black. It's just don't say that. Like, just say, yeah, I'm not racist. But you clearly are racist. But, that's the world we live in now.
protest is always diverse. There's always different people from all different backgrounds over here.
The last Conservative government and the current Labour government have both promised that they were going to end small boat crossings, and they haven't. Who do you think could put an end to it?
I personally say I have no idea. I don't even think Reform would do it at this point. It seems like there's no government party out there that are actually willing to do what's right and to stop the boats.
Because they have a right under international law. And also, the idea that it's the biggest problem that UK faces, a dead economy, climate change, housing crisis, job crisis, inertia of politics, just people are depressed, they're lonely, atomized, isolated, mental health issues, just everyone's got mental health issues, statistically. Like, is this the biggest issue that people are really concerned about? Well, no, they have to be told it repeatedly. Just repeat small boats, 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 small boats. What are you concerned about? Small boats.
That's interesting because Nigel Farage is kind of running his whole party right now on the promise that he would end it. I mean, why don't you have faith in that promise from him?
I've seen so many things about him online that he goes back on a view or something. It's just like the odd little bits where I don't think even if he got
The internet should be banned. I've decided we just need to ban the internet and everything will be okay.
in power, I don't think he would fully pull through. And maybe he'd send a few boats back, but until then, we don't know.
Nigel Farage, yeah, I like his policies. Tommy Robinson, I like his policies.
Tommy Robinson doesn't have any policies.
But who is the best to run the country? I think personally, what we've got is reform at the moment. Is reform. I think reform would bring it to an evenish kill, and that's what I would hope for this, especially for the legacy of our children and our children's children after. It's our sovereignty birthright.
At the end of the day, it's not the migrants' fault, it's not our fault, it's not the police's fault, it's not the left's fault, it's not anyone's fault here, but yet we are now all in danger because of the government's choices. And it's the government that can simply change this, but they are choosing not to. They are pouring fuel on the fire. And this is proof of it.
See, he's just talking this very emotional way. Like, that's one like sovereignty, like our birthright. Very fascistic language, just obvious. And often Kissing and his ilk will moderate it and dog whistle and talk indirectly and, just asking questions. But the idea that Labour, no, they can't. Like, these contracts go on to 2029. Like, as I said, it's not as simple as like, oh, just end the contracts. Like, no, they can't do that. If they could, they would probably clearly do that and maybe try and process these people quickly. Like, it doesn't make them look good, but like, there is no simple solutions. This is gonna be a bigger issue. Like, people coming from Africa, various countries, Middle East, as climate change increases, we're gonna see a number of refugees coming to the UK. And we've got two options, really. Broadly, just say no, which I think is disgusting and creates, like, it just shows you, are we a democracy who cares about human rights and doing our fair share? Or we let them in and we go, okay, let's embrace these people, give them the opportunity to work, contribute, and not just blame our problems on them. Let's look at the real issues of capitalism, of inequality, of wealth consolidation, of, small amount of people have all the money. That's what we need to talk about, not people in small boats.
The UK is a volcano ready to go bang. You saw Southport, I think.
Again, just the same talking points. That's what they want. It's a fantasy of a race war, essentially. Like, it's inevitable. Oh, like, it's gonna go. You hear this talk. You hear Sargon saying this. Like, oh, it's inevitable. It's a powder keg. It's a volcano. It's gonna erupt. No, none of this is inevitable. If you agitate it and stir people's hate up towards immigrants, yes, there will be. But you don't have to do that. You don't have to politically enable people's prime tribal instincts and go, actually, yeah, like, these are people. I know they look a bit different than you. They walk and talk a little bit different. But, like, they are just like you. Which I know is not sexy. That doesn't get clicks, does it? Like, do a video. We're all basically the same. That would not get clicks.
It'll be tenfold worse than that. We are one incident away from the country erupting. No matter where it is in the UK, the entire nation will go off. I can see it happening.
No. Why? It's just emotional. It's like, that's literally what the Nazis said in 1920s and 30s. They were like, it's inevitable, it's just going to go off. Like, this is the language of the fascist.
People have had enough. We're not being listened to, we've been gaslit and we've taken advantage of, we've been lied to. It's constant.
My feeling is that there will be a major civil unrest here. I mean, the group...
Again, the same talking, but they're just being fed it. They're just being fed this. It's going to be a civil war. There's going to be a race war. There's going to be chaos on the streets. This is what they want. A constant enemy. This is fascism. I'm sorry. It's like, again, and you could say, oh, the terms become meaningless. That's what they want. They want that. That's what they want.
Across the road. I mean, they're funded by George Soros and Alex Soros.
Oh my God.
We know.
Oh my God. The anti-Semitism is strong with this one. Funded by George Soros, really? He just funds everything. Any left anti-racist people, George Soros just funds everyone. Like, he's got, oh my God. This is sad. Like, it's just sad.
That they're funded by them, you know, like the Just Stop Oil. They're all funded by George Soros.
Oh my God. Any evidence of this, please? Citation needed. Really? Can I have some money, George? Please? Can I have some money?
It's the globalist agenda, and the police unfortunately protect them a lot more than they protect us.
I promise you, in 50 years' time, 70 years' time, we will look back at this and go, wow, this was bad. Like, this was bad. And it all comes from inequality. Like, fascism is a cancer that emanates from inequality and instability and political inertia. And it's going like, oh God, yeah. It did happen again, didn't it? It did happen again.
Those guys had a lot to say. They were calling the people on this side paedophiles and paedophile sympathizers.
Yeah, I mean, I was at Epping and they were saying the same thing, but I mean,
We'll end it there. It's a pretty long video. This is bad. It's depressing. And we've got to call it what it is. It's fascism, it's racism, it's hatred, it's a rejection of reality, a rejection of the facts, it's a rejection of democracy, human rights, and just how the world actually works. They just think like, oh, we'll go back to this great illusory past of just immigrants weren't here, remigration, just everything would be great again. Britain would be great again, but that is never happening. Like the same with Brexit, it's the same stuff. It ain't happening. We need to come to bigger solutions about the problems because it's bigger than small boats. It's capitalism. It's inequality. It's media environment. It's loneliness, isolation. Comment below and I'll see you in the next video.